I was at a very dark place in my life. I was living away from home at 18, playing my junior year in hockey in Canada. I just could not work a 9 to 5. I remember I tried trading before. I tried starting a web agency and I lost all my money in crypto. So I had like $400. And I was just doing outreach at the time as well, only making like 200 a month. I had to make this work. And in my first 2 weeks, I collected 10.5K USD or 14.4K Canadian dollars in 2 weeks, which is absurd after like a month total. I'm just locking in. Now, fast forward 3 months. I'm back to back 5-figure months. Last month, I just did over $15,000 traveling all of Eastern Europe at 18, which is really crazy for me. Anyone watching this who's like maybe scared about, take the risk. I mean, I don't even look at this as a risk, to be honest, because everything about this is in your control. He has all the resources, the tools, the coaching, the support to give you to get you to your goal. It's all about you just doing it. Hey guys, yo, my name is Tyler Hoare, and I just wanted to give my honest opinion on the real sales system with Brian Choi. Before it was around January this year. I was just literally an average 18-year-old kid. And I came across high ticket sales, I think like early January, end of December. And I was just like, I was scrolling through YouTube and stuff. I think I was watching one content creator, someone else than Brian a lot of the time. He got me hooked. That person got me hooked on high ticket sales. I knew I wanted to get into the space. I thought just cocky me, like, I could do this all by myself and stuff. I'll just figure it out on my own. Blah, blah, blah. And thought I could just learn off of YouTube. So I think I was just like searching around and I think one of Brian's videos got recommended to me. It might have been a podcast between him and June. And then it was like a sales video of him selling to someone who's at 7th. I watched it and I was just like, holy crap, like this guy's crazy good. It really caught my eye. So then I started watching all of his content and stuff. And I remember I came across this decision tree video and it would show like, what I need to say. Then I'll show the answers on what the prospect says and then how I should respond to that accordingly to what they said. It was awesome. I thought it was like the holy grail, just that right there. So I remember I like pulled up my piece of paper and I was like pausing the YouTube video, just trying to like copy it all down. Eventually, and I was just doing outreach at the time as well. And I got an appointment setting role. It was a startup though, only making like 200 a month. And I was trying to go into closing and, I had like an interview, but they weren't really like legit interviews and stuff. And, I'd role play with people. And I was like, I could just tell like I was horrible. Same with the other person. So I was like, okay, I'm going to need to do some sales training now. And, I was at a very dark place in my life where I was living away from home at 18, playing my junior year in hockey in Canada. And I knew I just did not want to go to university. I just couldn't. Like, I would have like blown my brains off if I went to university. Like, in all seriousness, like I just could not work a 9 to 5 for the end of me. So I tried trading before. I tried e-com. I tried starting up my own SMMA agency. I tried starting a web agency. And this was like the next thing I came across before starting like illegal stuff to make money. And I had to make this work and I lost all my money in crypto. So I had like maybe 500 or $400 and I like decided to quit up on all my hockey. I was playing like my junior years. Like I would have probably ended up going to the States to play like NCAA or at least play college hockey or uni in Canada. I gave up all of that and it was just something that like I felt confident in high ticket sales and I just needed to find a good trainer. So I had Brian in my mind. I had two other guys and how do I know which one to choose? And the first thing I looked is like, hey, like who do I actually want to be as a salesperson or as a closer? Morally, I align with Brian, just very straightforward, especially his selling style, very straightforward, no like fugazi or some 1,000 long word tracks to overcome a single objection, right? It's very efficient and like just very sharp, right? Which I think it fits like a very well demographic of people from young people to old people. And, I looked at his track record too, like at 7th level, second or top closer there, right? And, learned or is around like literally the best salespeople in this industry. So that spoke a lot about him as well. And then, I mean, you can look like, yeah, cool. Other people have that as well. A lot of people can make money in this industry. Like everyone can make money in this industry. Not everyone can coach though, right? It's like when you look at sports, you see all these great athletes. You don't see a lot of them going and start coaching on it. I found it very rare too that Brian was a really good closer, a really good coach. How did I know that? Is through like combing through a bunch of testimonials, videos, searching up Brian's name all over the internet on it, and just seeing, for example, I saw a video of Matt Ryder kind of giving his opinion about Brian when he was his sales manager, and everything just stuck out a lot. And another big part was, looking at just Brian himself as a person. like where he came from, right? If you have someone who comes from, overcame a lot of adversity, right? Doesn't come from, the same place a lot of like us Canadians or Americans, he overcame that. Why can't he help other people who need to overcome like 1/4 of what he probably overcame in his sales career? So that right there put a lot of faith and confidence in my decision of going with Brian. And he held nothing back. Like he was straight up said, like, he says on his videos, right? Like no princess closers, hard worker, right? Like we want grinders. You cannot be lazy on it. And there's no, like, he doesn't attract people through flash things. Hey, buy this or buy, the RSS and you're going to get Lambos and Ferraris and stuff, which a lot of people do. So I respected him a lot from that point. So I moved back home in April, it would have been, or just the March, end of March. And then I hit up Brian and we hopped on a call. I mean, I already wanted to buy even before the call, but I know at the end of the call, I wanted to do this. So I called up my parents, my mom, and because I had no money at the time, and we came to a deal where she gave me 10.3K Canadian. And if I didn't pay her back by time like next year when university started the semester, I would go to university. I said, sure, yeah, 100%. Like I'll give you the money back. I had no doubt, no fear on it because I knew I was going to like pour everything into this and I knew the process worked, right? If all these other people can do it, why can't I? Gave Brian 10.3 grand, and even my first weekend there, I actually ended up just partying because I just moved back home. So I went on a week and a half bender with my friends. And on April 15th is when I locked it. And it was the fact that Brian laid out, like after, joining RSS, like we hopped on a call, laid out a game plan on it. Fun fact is like, I guess Brian doesn't even know this, but I was just setting at the time. I was on like an offer as a closer, but I never took any calls. I told him I took like 1 or 2 calls because I thought he might reject me if I was just a setter. That's how bad I wanted to join. But we made a game plan up on what did I need to work on to, become like a good closer and getting on a good offer. So it was very clear on what I needed to do. So on April 15th, I literally just started from the top. I went through his process, attended the coaching calls. The one thing too is very intimate in there. I found a lot of like other offers, like for sales training. There's like hundreds, 200s, people in there. There's so much people in the coaching call you can't even learn. Like that's the nice thing about Brian is how intimate it is. And the fact that he's always reaching out to you every like 1 day, 2 days. Hey, Tyler, or hey, XYZ, like how's everything going, man? You need any help on this, right? How's this going? There's just that big feeling of like, there's someone actually like supporting you or caring about you. And then also the community factor of it as well is how there's, he groups you up with an accountability partner. Everyone in there is all hard workers, right? Everyone in there has put in the same amount of like money in there. Everyone in there is closers or who are already making like 30K a month or maybe at 5K a month, right? So you're surrounded by like-minded people who aren't lazy, and that just rubs off on you as well, making sure like, I don't want to be the laziest person on this call or the worst person on this coaching call. Very small group coaching call. So anytime I had a question, I needed a role play, I could always the next day or the day of just go to the call, get anything answered me. So it was really nice to get that quick feedback when I was learning. And I would just go through the decision tree, go through each part of the curriculum. It was very well laid out. In 1 month, I got on 4 different offers. And on the May 15th or May 13th or 12th, I got on my first like actual good offer. They gave me 1 lead to close to prove myself. And I got hired off that person just because I was actually trained by Brian, and he was a pretty big fan of Brian. And I just followed Brian's teachings. I followed the framework on it, closed the person for 3 times the highest close amount, like price amount in the whole offer on it. And then I got onto like another sales training offer and I just did that one only. And in my first 2 weeks from, I guess, counting the 2 of them, I collected 10.5K USD total or 14.4K Canadian dollars in 2 weeks, which is absurd after like a month total. I'm just locking in. Now, fast forward 3 months, I'm back to back 5-figure months. Last month, I just did over $15,000 living in Spain now and just about to move into the house in Marbella, traveling all of Eastern Europe at 18, which is really crazy for me. Never really thought I would be here, especially at such a young age. Anyone watching this who's like maybe scared about spending, a good amount of money or should I do this? It's like, what's the alternative, right? If we just stay where we're at, like 10 years from now, that's going to matter. If you stay at your job that you don't like, take the risk. I mean, I don't even look at this as a risk, to be honest, because everything about this is in your control. He has all the resources, the tools, the coaching, the support to give you to get you to your goal. It's all about you just doing it, right? Listening and implementing what he teaches you. So at the end of the day, you really can't fail. It's just like the gym, right? Whatever you put in, you get out. So the alternative of doing this is, you get to that life or that goal you want to, right? If you fail, that's on you. Let's say you do fail. I mean, hopefully, right, you're not lazy if you do this. So it's not going to matter 5-10 years from now, right? What's going to matter is being in the same spot you are in now. If you're in a tough spot, yeah, I would go in here and just go, part of my language, like full balls deep. And if I could do it again, like, hell yeah. I wish I could just do it over and over again, because it was an amazing feeling kind of just seeing that progression from, when you joined to where you're at now on it.